Hey guys, I'm finally back. This is Isa Marie. I am a second grade teacher in the state of Tennessee. I've been a little hesitant about uploading this video only because my school had recently adopted a new math curriculum called iReady. Last year, I don't think I was very comfortable, as I'd like to say, to create content about the new curriculum. Over the course of the year, I spent a long time, many hours, many days, many nights with this curriculum, so that I'm comfortable enough to teach it for the students in my classroom and others that also may be struggling. And I also wanted to make sure that the content I create is not I'm not going to have any issues with copywriting. So I may be a little slower at bringing out these kinds of videos, but I hope that with making these types of videos and taking my time with them, that it will help somebody out there that needs this video. So today I am going to focus on making a 10 to add. I'm going to try to take this as slow as possible. I know that making a 10 to add it needs to be used in lessons 1 through 3 mostly when you're working with numbers between 1 and 20 within the iReady curriculum. Again, this is in the state of Tennessee. I don't know if it differs by state, but I know for my kids and what we're working on right now, this has been about 3 weeks, give or take, working on these strategies. Some of them kind of linger over just because we're not dealing with bigger numbers. So these strategies mostly apply to numbers within 1 and 20. With that being said, I'm going to start today's video by adding 9 plus 6 at the top. And if you look and pay attention, there is a question mark at the end, and that's indicating I don't know the answer. Now, I know you're very smart, and you may actually know what 9 plus 6 is without these strategies. But the goal is that we want you to get comfortable with these strategies so that when it becomes time for you to look at bigger numbers, you know how to utilize these strategies and to help you. And you can always check your work to make sure that you've got it right. We're going to look at the 10 frame strategy first. All right, so again, I'm going to say that I'm solving 9 plus 6. And we don't know what that equals. With a 10 frame strategy, it's called a 10 frame because a frame needs to have 10 squares in it. So I'm going to make a 10 frame 4, 6, 8, 10. And because I know that this is going to surpass, if I were to add, it's going to surpass. I'm going to, just to be safe, and even if I didn't know, I'm just going to put 2 just to be safe because you may need a second one. 6, 8, and 10. So I have 9 plus 6. I need to put 9 circles in first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now with a different color, I'm just going to add 6 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I were taking a test and I was only doing this with a pencil, I would want to leave the first 9 just left open and just color in the 6 that I've added, because as a learner, you don't want to be writing in something that is permanent. So I'd just pencil and just shade those in to show that there's 2 different colors going on for 2 different types of add-ins, because 9 is considered an add-in and 6 is also an add-in. All right, so if I look at this first box right here, there is a total of 10 circles because I filled in the 10 frame. And this is called making a 10. So I need to put 10 down below. Then I need to add how much is in this second frame. I have a total of 5 in that frame if I were to count it. So now I'm making this equation on the bottom that I need to add together. 10 plus 5 equals 15. Looking at the break apart method, I need to have the same exact equation that I'm trying to solve on top. I like to have the big number 9 in the front, little number in the back. And it's just easier because I need to try to make a 10 with that 9. So I need to make a 10 here. So what I want to ask myself is 9 plus, because we're adding, 9 plus what number will make this 10? I know that 9 plus 1 will make that 10. Now I need to focus on my number bond with 6 on top and 1 on the bottom. I need to find the missing number. I know that with a number bond, when I go and I'm looking at a number on top and I'm looking at a number that's on the bottom, when I go from top to bottom, I need to subtract. I'm actually trying to solve 9 minus 6. And I know, or 9 minus, sorry, I'm saying that incorrectly. 6 minus 1. That's what I was trying to solve. And I know if I solve 6 minus 1, that equals 5. Which means this 5 will come straight down. And now I have an equation that I can solve. 10 plus 5 equals 15. And if you notice, it matches the same equation up here. 10 plus 5 equals 15. So now I can fill in this blank as well, because 9 plus 6 also equals 15. Now I'm going to be looking at an open number line for 9 plus 6. When we add, we want to move up a number line, not go backwards. So I need to start over on this end first and move my way up. So I want to start with 9. That's my first number. And I want to make a 10 because remember, we're making a 10. So my next tick mark needs to go to 10. I need to figure out how much of a jump that is when I get to 10. I know if I count 9, and I'm counting in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more would make 10, so I moved up 1. So looking at the equation, 9 plus 1 equals 10. And all those numbers will match. 9 plus 1 equals 10, where we landed. But we're not done. We only jumped 1 out of the 6. I still need to jump 5 more. So I'm at 10. I need to jump 5 more. If I jump 5 more, I'm trying to solve 10 plus 5. I know that 10 plus 5 equals 15. That's where I land. And that's where my equation ends. This strategy is called the counting on method. It's very similar to an open number line, but you will see all of the numbers in between. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So when I add, I need to move forward. When I'm counting, I don't go backwards. And the number that I'm going to start with is this 9 in the front. And I'm going to move forward. So again, focusing on 9. So my number in this counting on, I need to start with number 9. And I'm going to count up. That's why it's called counting on. Just keep counting up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to stop right there. So remember, it's called making a 10 for a reason, because I need to make a 10. I need to go from 9 to 10. When I go from 9 to 10, I jumped one jump. So I'm going to start filling in the bottom equation right here. That's the first one I'm going to look at. So I started with 9 right here. I added 1, or I jumped 1, and I landed at 10. But I'm still not done, because I only jumped 1 out of 6. Remember how I said we still need to jump 5 after we make our 10? So I'm going to count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get to 15. So I'm going to jump one whole jump to 15. And we know that I jumped 5 there. 10, where we last left off, plus 5 equals where I landed, 15. All right, now I'm going to look at a different problem, but this time I'm going to solve 8 plus 6. First, I'm going to start with the 10 frame strategy, and I'm going to fill in my frames with 10 frames. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to put 8 in first. I'm going to actually do this in black so that you could see if you were taking this, doing this kind of work in class, that you could still use a pencil to show 2 different colors. So I'm going to leave 8 open circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to add 6 more, but I'm going to color them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I need to look at my frames and pay very close attention here on what's going on. I'm going to look at this first frame. So I know I have a total of 10 in that frame because I made a 10. Then I'm going to look at the next frame and see the total amount I have in there. And I only have 4 in there. When I add 10 plus 4, I should get 14. And if you really wanted to count all of those circles out, you could. I'm just showing you how we make a 10. Looking at the break apart method, I need to write the same exact equation that I'm trying to solve. So in this case, I need to look on the top, and I'm trying to solve 8 plus 6. So I need to write 8 plus 6, and I'm just going to leave the end blank because I don't know my answer yet. I need to assume that I don't know. So I'm going to pay attention to that 8, and I need to look at this first box right here. Because 8 plus what makes 10? I know 8 plus 2 makes 10. But I still have a box that's open. So in this number bond, I have 6 on top. And I need to subtract a part of that 6, which the part is 2. Equals, I know 6 minus 2 is 4. So 4 needs to go in this box. And ironically, that 4 is going to jump straight down. Just like we did with that 10 in a way. We made a 10. When I solve 10 plus 4, I know 10 plus 4 is 14. So 8 plus 6 is 14. Just like I said before, this bottom 10 plus 4 equals 14 matches the 10 plus 4 equals 14 on the 10 frame strategy. That's the equation to make a 10. This is an open number line for 8 plus 6. Remember, we move up on an open number line and we start in the front, on the left side. So I need to start at 8 and move up 6. But I'm not going to move up 6 in one jump, because remember, the strategy we're trying to get to, and the concept here, is we're making 10. We need to get to 10. So I need to say, how many do I need to move up to get to 10? If I know and I count, I can say 8, 9, 10, counting in my head. I move up 2 more. So 8 plus 2 equals 10. From 10, I still need to go up 4 more. So I need to solve 10 plus 4. 10 plus 4 lands me at 14. Looking at the same equation, but a different strategy, we're going to look at counting on. Counting on is you counting like you would in your head. So if I were adding 6 to 8, I could start at 8 and count up 6. That's the concept here. So I'm going to start at 8. And since I'm adding, I got to move forward. We don't move backwards. That's why I'm not putting 8 over here. That would indicate that I need to subtract, and we're not subtracting, we're adding. So 8 needs to go in the front, and I need to count up. So just count like you normally would, count by 1. So we start at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I start at 8, but our goal here is to make a 10. I need to make a 10. How much do I jump, though, to get to 10? I know I'm jumping 1, 2. So I jump 2 to make 10. So out of 6, I've only jumped 2. I still need to jump 4. So I know I need to jump 4 from 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I jump 4, I'll be at 14. So my bottom equation is I started at 10, I jumped 4, and I stopped at 14. And that's how you make a 10 to add counting on. I'm going to do one final problem. If you'd like to write this down on a piece of paper and pause the video and try this for yourself, you may, and then you can start the video back up and see if your answer matches mine. But I'm going to try to solve 7 plus 6 with the same exact strategies that we've already been looking at. So I have 7 plus 6, and I'm going to make a 10 frame. So I'm going to literally make 10 frames. 2, 4, 6, 8. Line across, that's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Line across, that makes 10. All right, I have 2 10 frames. Now I want to put 7 first in that frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just like you, acting like you have a pencil in a classroom, you're going to color in 6 new ones, or new counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to change my pen color. If I look in this first frame right here, I have a total of 10. I made 10. Then in that next box, I need to look at the next 10 frame. I have a total of 3 in that frame. If I solve 10 plus 3, I know that 10 plus 3 more is 13. Let's look at the break apart method. Break apart method, I take the same exact equation and I just write it in 7 plus 6, and I'm going to leave the end blank. I know that I need to make a 10 with this number down here. And I'm making 10. 7 plus what number will make 10? Well, 7 plus 3 can make 10 there. Then from there, I need to complete the number bond that is left open, 6 minus 3. And I know that equals 3, so 3 goes here in the blank. This 3 will come straight down. 10 plus 3, I know equals 13. And I can put 13 on the top there. Looking at the open number line, 7 plus 6. Again, we're adding, so we need to move up the open number line. We're not going to go backwards. We're moving up when we add. I'm going to start at the front number 7. And I need to make 10. Going from 7 to 10, I know I move up 3. Because I need to think about the numbers 8, 9, and then 10 when I count. So that's moving up 3, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. From 10, I need to get to the end, but I don't know what the answer is, remember? So I need to finish this bond. I know the missing number is 3. That 3 needs to go here. So I need to solve 10 plus 3. Let me put that on top. 10 plus 3. I land myself at 13. Now let's look at counting on. Again, we're adding, we're moving up the number line, or we're moving up. We're not going to move backwards. So I want to start at my first number, 7. And I'm just going to keep counting up by ones. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm making 10, so I need to get to this 10. When I jump from 7 to 10, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 7 plus 3 equals 10. And those numbers are coming straight from here. 7 plus 3 equals 10. Now, I need to go from 10. So I said we had 3. I know that I still need to finish this bond up on top. I only jumped 3. I still need to jump some more. And we know that I need to jump 3 more. So if I go up 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm at 13. So my bottom equation is 10 plus 3 equals 13. I'm going to end this video in one last strategy. This strategy is not as common as the others because you can only use this strategy when one number, one of the add-ins is one more than the other. So in this case, I know that 7 is 1 more than 6. So I can do what's called doubles plus 1. When I solve doubles plus 1, I like to take the smallest number, which in this case is 6, and I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to do 6 plus 6. It's called doubles plus 1 because I need to add plus 1. I know that 6 plus 6 makes 12. But I still need to add 1 more because of the plus 1 right here. So I know I need to solve 12 plus 1. That equals 13. Double plus 1, again, is more rare than the others. You can only do it, which I realize I made an error here, but you can only do it when one of the addends is 1 more than the other. That is the only time. And in this case, it works because 7 is 1 more than 6. I hope that this video was helpful for those that are struggling with this kind of math. Soon I plan to make more content like this, and I'm hoping that it's helpful. Please give this video a like if you felt that it was helpful for you, and I hope to see you during the next one. I hope you're having a wonderful school year, and I'll see you next time.